from being sick. It is sick season here after all, so everybody stay healthy.
True.
Now, we will jump right into this, Astra. Do you have any predictions on how Haven might go? You think ZOL is going to steal this away, or do you think NAOS is going to defend their pick?
I did predict for NAOS, so
I did predict for ZOL too, so that's what I'm saying. Defend yourself.
I will say though, I still am a big fan of NAOS Esports. I think like they have been looking a lot smoother compared to the past couple of tournaments that they have played, and maybe it's just the stability and everything. You know, Joss back into full form. We've seen how scary he was on that series, the past series that they played, even though they did take the L on that. Dad buff perhaps, may chance. Anyways, let's get into it. Anyways, the dad.
Oh yeah, right. Well, that is very important news. But now your picks are tearing this up already. But there are quick responses left and right here. There's no dominance on the side just yet, but this is gonna be temporarily a one-man down for ZOL as they put the plant. Xavi's the last member alive. He is gonna be playing from long. He could stop this. But look at ZOL. This is really smart, Asar. There's so much patience, but they can't confirm where Xavi is.
Well played. Shock Dart could make it difficult for them. The one little tap, one versus one. Jet, not really with the easiest of situations there. Down to low, trapped at the back of the site. Can't really find Savvy as he was just waiting for him to peek out, and that's going to be NAOS. Point on the board as we start the series off on the pistol.
For this, I make an exception.
I like that maneuver there, just to maybe scout out any late lurks on the side of ZOL. This is what NAOS was doing yesterday, where Xavi would play A long a lot, and if there's just any confirmation that there's a fight elsewhere, then he's just gonna try and reverse clear the map. And we saw that really come to fruition here. NAOS, they go for standard buy here. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Soldiers kind of hand over this round, because again, it's the eco round. Although these sheriffs can do some damage.
Let's see how that is going to be, though. Mojer is holding on to a judge here. Quick little peek out is going to be his life. Patman get blasted as he tries to enter through garage. And ZOL is going to go the other direction. Tag not actually going to hit Job, but rather just destroy the tripwire, as they're going to keep them contained. Savvy holding on to long here with the Outlaws. You saw getting the pick first on to Kevzy. And this is just ZOL Esports trying to get as much map control as possible, but at the same time, trading bodies just to get that little bit of inch through the defender side of the spawn, or defender side of the map.
Remaining.
Okay, it's just down to Kakarot.
Right here.
5-1. Savvy's on the long reload. Nice little support on the stun. And here comes Mojer. Boom. Quick little 3K for him.
Yeah, that round did not, like, be of any note, to be honest with you. Both ends,
just,
yeah.
That's
a
chill guy.
Just a bunch of chill dudes.
He needed to absorb more damage, but he's a chill shield. Okay, I'm gonna stop with the meme before we overload in the chat.
You know why you're gonna stop? Yeah, I'm not gonna say
that. I see where you're going with this. Anyways, I see where Mojer is going with this one as he hunkers down here on long. Just pockets himself on Cubby right now. With the rest of ZOL not wanting to go for that heat, at least for the moment. They do have the safety of having Zind with the multiple tripwires, so they can't really... NAOS can't really push out aggressively. Kevzy now slow droning on a long, as Savvy somehow manages to pick up Kakarot as well. What was that, just out in the open? Yeah, it was.
I think so.
All the way through top or outside of A house.
Well, either way, I don't expect this bonus to really go the way of NAOS. But as I say that, it's actually Kakarot getting spotted out. You did mention the Outlaw might just provide so much value here, considering most of the squad didn't fully buy up with that Arbor. Patman actually finds Xavi behind the wall. So it is still pretty much doable. Although Kakarot's weapon is retrievable, there is a trap wire that could maybe expose Mojo. But he goes around, and like I mentioned, Zol is being very, very cautious here. And once again, for those uninitiated, Zol are really, really slow starters here. Jer will nearly get 2. But NAOS, they look like they're about to shut out this round. The fuse is still not there. As Zid is far removed, and Mojo gets removed from the game. Zol, 2v2.
Yeah, cool and calm under pressure for Zin. Jumps up and gets caught by Emon. Now, it's going to be down to Kevzy. Spotted at the back of the site, and Ja's just on point, shuts it down, and that's NAOS with another point on the board. ZOL Esports, lots of movement around the map, but it feels like there was a lot of offbeat catches there. It's like, oh, whoa, you're here. All right, I'm going to have to try to deal with you. See how that works out.
In the last like 3 days, more often than not, the bonus round has been going in the way of the team with the lesser weapons. It's pretty crazy. Because remember, there was a time where it was almost impossible to win bonus rounds, where it just really felt like, oh yeah, team with the Vandals and the main rifles are gonna win. Now it's actually a complete toss-up. It's pretty crazy. Now they will farm that up as well as they can. Patman does have a hero Vandal here. He's away from the overdrive, so I don't think he's too bothered. But yet again, it's Xavi doing damage with the Outlaw.
Yeah, he is. And it's kind of annoying to deal with the Outlaw as well, right? Is like, if you think that you're going to get pop shot by a rifle through the wall, not so much. But then if you're able to track it well with the Outlaw, you can actually deal some massive damage, even if your opponent's retreating through thick walls, just because of the penetration of the weapon, right? Anyways, execute for ZOL Esports. Charging right in the back of the site, but that is a catch and a half with the tripwire as well. Good damage altogether. Xavi does get support from Emon here. Kevzy trying to rile things up as he was the lone player remaining for ZOL Esports. Not going to work out, and NAOS still keep the ball rolling. No rounds yet for ZOL, and they're forced to go for the timeout.
Wow. NAOS so familiar with ZOL's playbook here that looking a little desperate, even though it is just the 5th round. And they are going to go for an early timeout here just to see where they're kind of dropping the ball, Astra. I mean, once again, we are expecting a little bit more from our defending VCT PH champions.
I don't know, man. Again, it just feels like they're not able to hit that next level here at least. Could just be, again, like you mentioned, a slow pace of the game. But when NAOS is this heated, you really have to wake up as soon as you possibly can. And, okay, you do see like Jez just shaking out the jitters, starting to laugh around a little bit. And this is what we like from ZOL Esports, right? We've seen like Jad, Zind, when they're getting their highlights plays, they're starting to roughhouse each other, feel that bro vibe between the two of them, the homie vibe, right? They can get that back into motion. ZOL is a very type of team that plays around that enjoyment. This is going to be, it could look a lot better for them, but we have to see that happening here and now.
Revealing area.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about how ZOL is such a resilient team, both in and out of the game, that is kind of difficult to count them out despite the round deficits that they may experience. Now, though, they just really want to put them 6 feet under. They want to make sure that they will get as much of a cushion as possible. Now, one thing I have to reiterate, too, is that this map is supposedly very attacker-sided. And so far, ZOL have not found themselves on the board just yet.
Yeah, there's a lot of requirements, honestly, for Batman to get that value. But I like the slow pace from NAOS and kind of just spacing themselves evenly. Because usually what we kind of saw, you know, is a good example of that was that last series is just how strong a Neon actually is when you're able to set up properly for it. And more times than not, right, you're able to make that happen. Good positioning overall. Nice little stun, and Nexi's just got in his value. Back to the side, Patman will get the first pick. Can he get away as Nexi shuts him down, tries to shoot him down? Absolutely not. Now this is ZOL. Again, this is just ZOL to find. hold on. Savvy's throwing out some curveballs here with the double kill on the Hunter's Fury. It's not done just yet. Mojer,
Here we
he
go.
has the overdrive, activates it,
Shocking. Start good.
throws out the util, tries to jump up, does get some damage, but he is getting some vital, crucial information. 1 versus 2, and Mojer just zaps him down. The power of the lightning. And he's able, power of the electricity, and he's able to shock and awe, as now still somehow manages to win the round here, Raph. ZOL, nada. Kaput, eggs, 0.
I think it's fair to say Mojer is the best Neon we have.
In the Philippines.
Yeah.
I'd say so. And then potentially the other, the other ones are playing in Pacific, so hopefully we can see
That
those
is true, actually, yeah.
fight again, right?
But wow, I mean, ZOL have just been so dominant with
Go, go, go.
most of the other local competition, but lest we not forget, NAOS is also such a prestigious org despite it being relatively new. I mean, they've only been around the scene for a few years, but they've gathered accolade after accolade, and they look like they want to make a claim on VCTC as well. And KFC gets revenge from the previous Hunter's Fury. So, they're answering back with a little bit more urgency now. Still no rifles to be picked up for Zin and KFC, but try and scale their way towards the side of B. Nexi's already a step ahead of Zin and will pop that Neural Theft.
Ready.
Yeah.
I must wait a moment.
Absolutely
not
smart
sure.
player here.
Yeah.
Camera has been broken down. Aftershock not going to stop Nexi here, as there is that catch onto Kakarot.
Spike planted.
Former teammates. He's not going to get spotted by that
One enemy remaining.
by that camera, or by that dart. Kakarot. Oh, the stun, though. That is brutal. Spotted out by Savvy. Goes in for the swing, and just out of nowhere, Mojer slides in. Smooth as a cucumber.
Team Ace.
What? I don't think cucumbers are smooth.
Really? I'm pretty sure they are.
Are they? I don't know. I haven't seen a... Oh, there they are.
Where is
Yeah.
I don't know. That doesn't look smooth to me, but you know what? Let's not talk about that. It's 6-0. NAOS versus ZOL. And
There.
I'm really surprised Zind is the one having these early round woes. I mean, we're only in the first half, right? But
Yeah.
normally we see Zind to be one of the pillars of rather for ZOL to really get themselves going. You know, Patman,
camera
he
taken
wants to
out?
walk into garage. Do they know Nexi is here? And maybe this is just like the clash of styles, right, Asterai? Because they're so proficient against some of the other regions, but man, NAOS is giving ZOL the good old 1-2.
No, not even an inch, right? For ZOL Esports here, they try to budge. They're the ones that get slapped out. Jet, well, triggers the tripwire here at the back of this, the front of the site. There is Mojer holding at the back of things with the rifle in hand. Nexi's already backed away for safety. Right? It seems like it might be the C push, which could actually work in their favor. Hold on the moment as Jet is creeping up. I wonder if he's going to overcommit to this fight, though. If he does get the catch onto Mojer, that's a healthy
One
start
enemy
for
remaining.
them. Mojer does get the catch
Spike
on 2.
planted.
What a catch from the man himself. Stun hits. And, wait. Oh, okay. I thought he was in the front of the site. Never mind. It's back at the site, and Mojer picks up the 4K.
Good lord. Good lord. What is going on?
Bro,
Mouse
just,
is...
yeah.
There.
Not a good day to be in the seats of ZOL Esports at this moment, man. It's NAOS is playing perfectly this entire game. It just feels like at this point ZOL
From the rest of their playbook, because sometimes teams do really need that extra tune-up. But Mojer gets a fantastic stun onto the rest of ZOL's team, but right now they're getting cornered before they can set foot onto the site. That's going to be a lot of delay. Now they're obviously going to try and reinforce this as quickly as possible with Savvy, the smooth criminal and the smooth operator. Gets one more before he bounces out. What a
Damn.
read,
Spike
Oh,
planted.
no way. He actually times it perfectly.
Jeez.
Oh, Zol just wants a bit of control on the site, right? They just want another pick, but Savvy's not giving to them. No satisfaction whatsoever. And now Nexi's on the big flank already. I wonder if Jess is going to be able to be aware of this. Looks like not,
Standing
but
ahead.
his reaction saves him. 2 versus 2.
Shut down.
Battle's not done yet.
Last
Here comes the
player
push coming in from
standing.
Ja. Savvy out in the open will get picked off as Jet is going to be the one to get that 4K. Zola finally a point on the board, able to overwhelm. Again, it's a big step. Again, it's a start here for ZOL Esports.
7 is all they get, I think.
True, the comeback
mean-
is real.
You have to believe, you know, like you have to constantly believe in yourselves as both a core and as a team, obviously, to make these types of comebacks. And it takes a lot mentally when you try to go round by round after kind of getting destroyed for 7 rounds straight. You try to go for the same action here, Asarai, but it does look like they're a bit more ready to respond to this. Shot is on top of the stage, and we'll actually find Hatman on this exchange, but the reply kills are happening. And the brawl might just ensue any time now.
Nexi is just pocketed so well at the back of the site here. Lots of stunts
One
coming in, and
enemy
Savvy
remaining.
just able to soften things
Whoa.
up as Mojer picks up the alley-oop on the kills. 2 versus 1 here. Jet has to pick up the spike right now. Wonder if they heard him actually go for from the shadows. And Savvy's now slowly backing away. The timing for Jet is actually pretty good. No need to pick up the spike because he does have the from the shadows. Could go to the A site, but again, this is not what he wants. I mean, sure, he's getting all of this information and sneak at the back of the site, but NAOS, they're playing a lot more conservative, right? They know that Jet will do that play. They know that he's just going to try to sneak by, so they
30
just hunker
seconds
down,
left.
wait for him to make the first move and use the numbers again to his advantage. And he'll take that fall damage, which, again, you don't really want to do in a 2 versus 1 fight. What can he really do, right, when he's kind of pressured to do all of these things by himself?
Look, and he's just so worried because he has no real concrete info, so he might just have to readjust
10
the plan
seconds
here.
left.
Savvy has a recon dart, could spot him
Spike
out
planted.
almost
There they are.
immediately. Despite getting scanned out, Savvy is patiently waiting for Mojer to flank the site. I don't think Jet has any idea. Escapes just for a while, but the relay bolt should get him. And it's Savvy in this pick and roll to once again pick apart Zol. And if you think about it, Asarai, this is actually new NAOS versus parts of old NAOS. Kakarot, Kevzi, and Je were once
Yeah.
part of NAOS in their earlier version.
What was that, 2022? 2021?
One.
1,
That
right?
was a split 1. PH.
Yeah. Wow, that's
That was my rookie season 2.
a throwback and a half.
Yeah, that was the first time I went 0% on a pick'em.
I didn't remember that one, but I've never had a good pick 'em on PH, honestly. It's always just never know what's gonna happen, right? Anywho, Zol back to the drawing board here. Lesser on the weapons, more on the numbers though, as they are playing as a full 5 on A. Is a good this is a sound strategy, right? Just use the numbers, clear the corners, brute force your way. If there's someone holding an angle here, you can always play that refrag. But now, again, they're just kind of waiting at the dredges right now. And if they can get a shot off of Savvy, this is going to be huge. But we'll have to see if they're going to be able to make that happen with triple peek. But immediately knows how to place it. He is getting tagged though, so there could be an opportunity where he does get killed by a random wall shot, but we'll have to see how that kind of pans out. Oh,
Deploying drone.
Spike planted.
Yikes.
okay,
Enemy remaining.
My goodness. Sorry, I was about to formulate how is Zol going to adjust to Mojer, because honestly it just feels like Mojer slides in,
yeah.
sometimes it doesn't even feel like he's playing with the utility of his teammates, right? I mean, obviously
Almost
it's
out.
peeling away for him and giving him the space to do what he needs to do. But
Yeah.
Go, go, go.
I'm just hoping ZOL haven't lost their confidence and their touch here, because this is not
Spike
the
planted.
way their series usually goes. And this is just going off history. There's usually such a big, like, rally and volley between them. It is so strange to see this type of scoreline, but then again, this is such a great version of NAOS where they've covered up their, I guess, speed issues, plus Xavi's such an active caller that it does keep ZOL guessing. Because ZOL is super data-centric, that they have to keep it going and flowing, and man, Zin is not having the best time here. He gets discovered again.
This is just one of those games, right? Where you're locked in, just downloaded the rest of ZOL here, and now we're out with the Fury right now. That being said, though, Savvy could be in a precarious situation here, but his presence inside that smoke allows his teammates to just go in and start converting. Kevzi could make some things happen, but loses bullets, and that's going to be next. He's picking up the 4K as he gets that quick
Last
little
round in
refrag.
the half.
Nothing will be saved up there.
That is just brutal.
I mean, we're trying to be as objective as possible here, right? And we're
Yeah.
trying to be as fair for both these teams, but at the moment, ZOL just seem quite lost. NAOS, with their pick on Haven, they just seem so dominant. They just seem like they know
It's a nice spot.
everything.
Yes.
Like they know this map like the back of their hand.
goes
Granted,
here.
all PH teams do, but the nuance that they're playing at is incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, but look at this.
Okay. Hang on. This is just now showcasing some plays right now, some aggressive plays. Savvy's already pushed out. Goes to overcommit. Maybe he gets caught out here, but he's just a bit too quick. On the trigger, gets the punish, and he's already out of there. Did he get a fadeaway? Okay, I thought he got like a wall bang or something. He did try to. No damage done, but in terms of the numbers, it's just 3-4 here as Naos with a lead in this particular one. Nasty position from Savvy.
flight.
Fight's not done, but
Right
it's
here.
just overwhelming from Naos at this point, Raph.
On here, no bell.
Scanning
Oh.
ahead.
And everything. They're doing their best to keep this competitive, but man, NAOS are just locked in, like you mentioned. And they're just taking turns on who gets the 4K. It was Kevzi, it was Mojer, it was
Switching side.
who else got one? I think Nexi got one. I think Emma's the only one that hasn't gotten one yet. But then he's playing full hard support, so
Scanning ahead.
One enemy remaining.
And we are back. Now Esports. Oh, okay. 4-man full send on C. We'll have to see as Zind got the position, backs out as quickly as possible as to not take any damage whatsoever. They do know that he's placed there, but they might not take the risk of, you know, getting triggered by trap wires and whatnot. Smoke is going to get just plopped right in front of them. No pushes from NAOS just yet. Just a couple of pop shots and just maybe waiting to get more util dumps from ZOL and go the other direction, which actually is what's kind of happening right now here, Raph.
well, hopefully it's a good thing for ZOL, because we kind of don't want them to get. I'm trying to look for a nice way to put this, but I'm just gonna be straight. We just don't want them to get curb stomped like this. It's a good sign that they haven't lost members just yet. Kevzi could get discovered on this one way. Oh,
He's not discovered.
oh, that is so smart.
Oh, wait. No way. Hi. Hello.
30
Kevzi.
seconds left.
All right. He's nerves of steel, right? He didn't pull the trigger as soon as gets the kill, but the problem is NAOS did not push for that A site. Went to go C, and now it's going to be rotation after rotation once again. Kevzi
One enemy
not going to know the
remaining.
timing here, and Josh going to be able to go for the punish. Kakarot,
Ace.
1 versus 1 against Amon, potentially could open up that C site, but Amon's just a bit too much for him to handle. And now's
Match
already at match point here. Or match point,
I mean-
excuse me.
20-3. Savvy is a man on a mission here, and he is looking to carry it out with
enemy
extreme execution.
Yeah, I
Zol?
thought you said prejudice.
I was about to, but I mean, it's fair to say that. Anyway, going back, 12-1. Now they have read the ZOL playbook and they have studied it thoroughly. ZOL seem to be a little lost with their response, but if Patman can get a cheeky kill here, then maybe fortunes may change for them. But the 12 gauge will find the body of Mojer. The support is a little too quick for ZOL to handle. This Iron Fortress looks like it's getting rusted to death. Kakarot will try to make a valiant stand here, but Ja with the Vandal is a handful for ZOL. Jeb with the 6-shooter, looking to maybe salvage this round, salvage this map, and muster what he can find. He does have a Paranoia and one more teleport to work with, but realistically, this is going to be so difficult.
Ooh, the wraparound for Ja here, just to check if Jet was actually flanking on A long. I think now that he's satisfied with the checks, he now knows that no one's there. So they're just going to double up the angle, press up. I do agree that putting the smoke in a 2 versus 1 heaven is a lot better, just because you can isolate a fight much more efficiently here on
30
spawn.
seconds left.
But they're actively looking for him. They could actually set up a trap right now, and Jet could get some value. Okay, never mind. He backs away. All right.
This is very drawn out. I mean, I like the patience. I think maybe Jet could
Spike
find
planted.
a window here if the plant doesn't go down just yet. But
Ooh.
oh, he slips through. He has 2 smokes.
There's
Paranoia.
Paranoia on hell. This is going to be big.
That's the perfect play, right? I mean, he could do it unless he just double swings this. Okay. He knows both are there too. Does he have enough bullets is the question.
Attack.
Oh, despite being full blind on it in the previous map, ZOL, they're not really changing too many things either, Asteroid. They stick with a classic from them.
Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary in terms of the composition. I really have been liking Ja as this Omen. I feel like his positioning and plays just, excuse me, very reminiscent of, you know, his Jet. Super aggressive, but still somehow now a lot more options to get out of fights. Doesn't have to be in the thick of things. Can support Mojer a lot more efficiently. And speaking of which, Mojer, you know, I haven't seen him play in the past couple of months since, again, with all the things I've been doing. But I gotta say, compared to the first time that I saw him,
busy, this guy.
I know. Just saying, compared to the first time I saw him in NAOS, he's been looking a lot more complete.
Oh yeah, there's so much growth from a lot of our players that it's kind of difficult to compare them from what they used to be. But in it, like at any given moment, though, any player can evolve and just hit that power spike. And Mojer has already seen a few of them. It does look like they could be running into this as an overextension. Mojer's not going to check the rest of those corners. He'll make his one. And that's going to be Zind to be the sacrificial lamb of ZOL. And suddenly it's a 2v4 again. Eman is quite low, but I don't think he's in a position where he can get traded out. Nexi and the rest of the gang are still trying to fight this out. Time is winding down from that freshly planted spike. They don't know Nexi's still lurking in this corner. Smoke is going to dissipate soon. Ja will clean it up. Ja, of course, will deliver for NAOS yet again.
Yeah, that was a solid setup there for both teams, honestly, especially in that last 2 versus 3. ZOL separating some corners with the smokes and everything, but the problem was NAOS, even if Nexi was kind of potentially caught in the corner, there was still the crossfire setup for NAOS, as you saw there. Great adaptation from Emma and able to react quickly with the fault line here. So even if ZOL could swing out and get a couple of kills, if they can't do it fast enough,
I'm out of here.
the retribution from NAOS is just going to be brutal. And we kind of saw that. Well, we did see that happen.
They definitely need their brace guards here because everything is getting thrown their way. And so far, ZOL have been taking a lot of this free damage. NAOS with a few rifles and 2 very confident pistols on their side. Snowball this round away. Quick response by Zavi on the scuffle towards mid, but the bodies are in nobody's favor, really. Can't really pick up the weapons either is ZOL as they focus their forces here.
Okay.
Savvy looking to continue his rampage, as you mentioned.
Wow, all right. The pistol's actually working out well for ZOL here. Can they get some nasty little pickups right now? Ja's in a little bit of trouble, so he might have to back away while his teammate is coming in for the big flanks. And that's Nexi for you. Swift kills. Saves the round for NAOS here. ZOL were ramping up, man, but there was just another layer coming up from NAOS, and the flank from Nexi really sealed the deal there.
That they do, and Attack the Bear. Looks like most of our audience is just chilling, seeing a lot of this action and violence kind of go down. Interesting weapon choice here by most of NAOS. This is yet another bonus round, and hopefully it doesn't repeat the bonus round from Haven where ZOL just could not get anything going for themselves. There are still a few Vandals on the side of NAOS, but with a little bit more creativity, they can maybe just maximize their Bulldog and their lone shotgun, which is on Mojer. Not too hard on a Neon. This is such a straightforward take. They go for B, they'll go for the post plant again, and they will just try to make this a stronghold.
Okay. Setups push through.
Spike down B.
Oh, honestly thought that was going to catch Nexi. Well,
Didn't even do damage.
yeah. There you go. There's the damage that you were looking for. Little bit of mid-flank coming in from Jet here, but you can't see the positioning from Ja. Super confident that his teammate's going to be able to hold the site without him. And it actually pays off as Jet's been just popped. Just leaves the three players of ZOL now wondering where the flank is coming in. And Mojer, he goes undetected. His teammate will fall into sight, but he's got the back of things, so I don't know if they know that he's going to be there.
Standing.
Question now is, can he go undetected? Seems like yes, but only for a moment. And ZOL able to pick up all the missing pieces here into a round-winning moment.
Now we're finally back on a round that looks like it's business as usual for ZOL. Not expensive either. It was an acceptable eco on the side of NAOS. We will finally have our first gun round of the match here. Xavi has found himself a Hunter's Fury. Nexi's not too far away from Neural Theft, so maybe they could use that in the coming rounds. ZOL, not too far away from a lot of their big ults. I'm just glad that they finally halted that advance from NAOS, because at least they're going to keep him on their toes and make them be a bit more diligent and responsible with these takes, because there were some times where it did look like NAOS was about to overheat Asarai.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Whoa. Where'd that come from? Was that just through the smoke? I think it was. All right, that's a catch and a half here. Patman's down, so there's no frontman already for ZOL. Nexi does get caught on the lurk. Coming around the corner right now, and Zayn's punish actually gets that value. This two-man death squad coming from ZOL Esports, getting so much work done. And look at this here, man. It's just a completely different face, a complete different turnaround for the ZOL Esports team.
Always a good sign to see a little bit more fight, considering they did come from such a stomp. NAOS Esports will suffer the first eco they're probably going to have since the last map. ZOL slowly but surely laying the foundations of a series for themselves. NAOS not looking too creative with their takes. I mean, it's been pretty much a heavy hit after a heavy hit. Maybe they're going to default sooner than later here. But so far, they are stacked up towards B again. Maybe this is going to be considered a throwaway round for them. Dart for the orb, but nobody's home. Kakarot standing tall and standing strong with this Vandal. He knows there's at least one there. Now they're treading very, very carefully here.
Yeah, I mean, they're already down in the weapons department, right? Might as well just see if there's anything else. Oh, pretty sure they heard the movement from Mojer here. Bro, if he quick swings on the long distance, this is going to be bad for him. Emon does have his flashes, his flash points available. Kakarot now feels it. Already immediately goes for the backswing. There it is. Starts it off. Mojer can't really go dive in as soon as. Gotta be careful. Tries to adjust, but actually falls down to Pepsi here. And ZOL Esports, they're just lining up. Good cat. Oh, wait, hold on. Jaws making some waves. Only able to get 2, but that made him sweat a little bit. Still, ZOL Esports catches, composure for themselves, and that's going to be a 3-2 here.
A ripple, maybe not a wave. Still, belt inside of ZOL. They will have to repurchase 2 of their rifles. That's going to be a small dent in their economy. NAOS. Do they go for a timeout here? I don't think so. But like I said, their playbook for Sunset seems a little limited. They're not necessarily going for some of the more complex strats that we do see. But hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Mojer nearly gets another one. He is tagged up. Jeg gets scraped by the Hunter's Fury. They don't have any form of sustain on the side of now, so they will have to make do with their HP here. Kakarot does have a null command if he wants to use that and be a bit more aggressive, but they have shooed NAOS away and they pushed him to the other side of the map.
Yeah. Wonder if NAOS is going to be fast enough to go for that rotation or, you know, play for that slow game. Sure, it is good that they are playing a lot more paced here, but it's also allowing ZOL Esports to go the other way quite quickly and start adjusting, right? Because now the timing is pretty well written in their heads. 40 seconds remaining. Savvy was left on the A site or A main to start lurking, maybe opening up the other angle. The question is, okay, NAOS, are they gonna try to burn for this? Yeah, they really are. Okay, this is interesting. Because right now, it's not, this site is not clear. You can see the tripwire and everything. Okay, there we go. They've called it from the shadows, so it's going to be a plant on the other side. It's going to be quite important for Nexi to get this first pick, which he will not get in this pinch. Amon could be in a really bad spot. He has to be aware that someone has already gone on that mid control, and he cannot take it. 2 versus 4, and this is just going so awry for NAOS.
Wait, they are cutting off these avenues towards the side, but they have to win these fights out. Savvy will now get surrounded, and the numbers have gone to him. Ooh, that was maybe close, but I see the idea of what NAOS was trying to do, Asarai. They were trying to eliminate him before they could really group up and use the numbers advantage. I thought that was really smart. But again, some of these just checks and timings were not in the favor of NAOS. Eman could have been the winning player there of that round, but again, no dice on that find. Good job by ZOL to stop them before anything could get going onto that A main push.
This is a lot more decisive of a look from ZOL Esports, and you're absolutely right? It just felt like all of the fights that NAOS are trying to take have just been falling down in the dumpster. The timing's just ever so slightly off. And this is the same thing that we saw on ZOL's side, right? When we were looking at Haven. That's completely flipped. And ZOL's fully in control of this game. Now it's even calling this timeout just to address this lack of consistency, lack of polish from their executions, right? It just feels like they have to go down in the mud, get down and dirty. But unfortunately, they're not coming out of this unscathed and winning.
Well, they're definitely mulling over what they can do here because, I mean, it's really hard to stack up what they did on Haven and maybe just use that as a standard. Very, very high bar. So, again, we have to give respect where, you know, respect is deserved because ZOL is a defending champion. They have won a bunch of accolades, so this is not a slouch of a team. NAOS as well. So this is definitely 2 juggernauts duking it out. Well, I don't think NAOS is going to win this round. They do have an overdrive on Mojer. If he can go crazy with that, then maybe, just maybe, this could go their way.
Sure, but they definitely need to get that initial contact first, right? Look at how far ZOL has pushed up into B main. Just, again, getting even more information. Now it's waiting for something to kind of happen on mid. But ZOL, with the amount of control that they have, and again, them knowing how much money's in the bank for them, there's no real need to really take these closer fights. They can just keep, again, falling back into things, and they'll have something worked out for them. Kevzi, though, does get spotted.
Ooh.
Could go for the conversion, but not really. It's Zin that's going to get the pick off. From the shadows already from Jed, just to assist him, just in case. And Ja... Whoa. Whoa, Ja! Just a bit too spicy with the Sheriff in
30
hand.
seconds left.
Question is, can he pick up a weapon? Absolutely yes.
Mm-hmm.
Savvy's holding an angle right now, and Patman could go into some dangerous crossfire angles.
Remaining.
How the hell is Ja getting all of this? He's already picked up 3 kills solely from just being
Oh, he has no idea.
experienced.
Spike planted.
All right, hang on. Kakarot
Last
gonna
player
spot it out.
standing.
There it is, 1 versus 1. Savvy, it's all up to him. Tries to back away. Does a little bit of leeway around this. Good fragment placement from Kakarot. Stops him dead in the tracks. Goes in for the shock dart. Should know that he's already off of the point. Now it's just dance. Who's going to trip up is the question. 2 more bullets on Savvy.
That's a stick.
I think he's going to go for the stick. Yeah, there it is. And that's just going to be it. Zol's won the round already from such great tempos from Kakarot here. It was close, but they still somehow managed to pick it off in the end.
Great eco, though. I mean, for a moment there, it looked possible despite getting a deficit early on. And it's a good sign for Zol that Zind is slowly but surely waking up and contributing in this series. Now, Ja has had a few fancy kills with that Sheriff, so this is also another thing that Zol want to avoid. They don't want to let Ja heat up a bit too much. Otherwise, they could have a fire hazard just waiting to happen here. NAOS,
Go, go, go.
they have
There.
not a lot of team fighting ult here. Mojer had to use his overdrive in that previous round, but they are still very adamant on taking A, despite it being a bit of a troublesome site to take for them. Now look at this, Asar. It does look like they're gonna have a much more spread out approach to this, and Mojer's already made his way towards the site.
Oh! I think Josh saw him underneath him. He's gonna get caught, and then he actually picks up 2 kills. Zind has to win this fight right now to keep that pressure on A main. He does not, but the thing is, he does have an extra layer with Patman coming in for the reflank. Rest of ZOL Esports now going to be coming around the corner. Savvy gets caught out in the open, ult in hand, and it's all down to Amon 1 versus 1. Patman can just dash in for the win, which he does. And this is just looking mad strong for ZOL Esports.
Looks like we are in a potential 3-map series here. ZOL is looking undeniable with this gigantic swing to their favor. NAOS again, getting a few wrenches thrown in their gears. So they are stuttering just a little bit, but I like the way that they've been approaching Sunset so far. It's just Zol are slowly starting to heat up. You see Zind getting through the motion of things, Asarai, and really getting into his own flow state with that walk-up. I mean, that was really confident despite knowing the tendency for NAOS to throw so many pieces of utility in that part of the map particularly.
Back to the drawing board for NAOS here. It seems like they can't really find the pieces, right? Fall into place. Patman already looking for the aggressive peaks here. 1-for-1 trade in mid will happen, though. Jet is such a great spot, honestly, if it's not properly vetted or properly scanned out by now. So the fallback and the readjust to go into mid is going to be quite important. Kevzi spots out the brunt of them, pushing right in, and they're starting to move back to B. Is this just a ruse? Looks like that's going to be a yes. As potentially, with Savvy moving on to A main, it's going to be the other side that they take.
A lot of silence here. Zol have a lot of utility on A's side, but they only have 1 body on it. It is Zind who's been a menace. There have been times where NAOS has proven to be his kryptonite. Now he has a perfect peek on towards them, but might just have to do that again for the rest of the players, but might have been too much of an ask here. Clear 3v3, the Hunter's Sphere just to delay it, and actually tags up Mojer.
Spike planted.
Kevzi nearly on the mark, but just enough to maybe scare them into a more passive spot. Batman could be in a world of hurt if he looks away at the wrong time. but gets bailed out by his teammates. Now this retake is leading on one side, and rare miss, Asar. That should nearly always be a kill. Batman with the overdrive, getting the rest of the contact here. Quick zap, and Xavi's trying to align it, but no, there's too much movement and too much static in the air. Keep this from slipping away from ZOL.
Hell yeah, this is the ZOL that we were waiting for here. We got ourselves a series in the books right now, Raph. Such a strong retake from ZOL. And I gotta say, NAOS is in deep trouble here. It feels like they're trying to encompass everything, right? They're trying to cover all of their bases, but because that's what they're doing, they're kind of spread thin. And ZOL are able to just break through brick by brick, destroy the foundations, and now it's just come crashing down, crippling down.
Hopefully they have their safety gear on, because this is dangerous parts that they are trying to traverse through. Like you said, there's a lot of falling objects. Hopefully it doesn't come crashing down onto everybody. Nexi, despite having a chance to maybe find a freebie there, couldn't get his crosshair where it needed to be. ZOL making this a really quick round. And NAOS, this is looking like an inverse of Haven.
Sometimes old ways are best.
No stopping this team here, ladies and gentlemen. You're absolutely right. An inverse situation right now. Look at the KDA for ZOL Esports. 14-7-2 for Kevzi. Zin 10-7-3. I gotta say, I thought Batman would have more kills, but it doesn't matter at this point, right? When he needs to, he charges right in. His ability, his mobility with the Neon has been quite the head turner for ZOL here, and his teammates are benefiting a lot from this one. Speaking of benefit, Batman is just completely chasing down onto Nexi. Actually falls right down in his face as Mojo also finds Jess. So maybe this overreach from ZOL Esports is that. Too much of the reach as they do get picked off one by one. Ja spots out Jet. Jet connection. All the way on, or rather Kakarot, on the other side of the map. ZOL able to fight back at least, actually. As you see here, taking 2 kills already. Spikes being delivered all the way through the other side as they do lose control of the A site. And well, this is still pretty doable for ZOL.
Absolutely. I mean, they have a lot of time to just kind of delay NAOS, and Zin. That's a footwork. Might avoid the dart and finds a lurking omen here. Like you mentioned, you can mention all the vowels. Yeah, there is certainly a connection here, and Emma will find the perfect time to get that rolling thunder. Now NAOS, they answer back after what seems like an eternity of a drought.
Last round.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute since they got themselves around here, right? Very difficult to actually get into that placement.
One enemy remaining.
I gotta say, ZOL has been challenging and winning a lot of those challenges against now, so it's not the cleanest of wins. Instead, though, as we are preparing for this next round, there's a operator in the hands of Patman. Where is he going to go for the peek? It looks like it's going to be elbow on A. Big little setup there just to allow him to push out. Even the KO blade used potentially to disrupt some of the cameras and everything. And you can already see Patman's just holding the angle for the moment here, while Mojo is actively looking for a pick on mid if possible. Oh, Nexi, this is... Ooh. His camera... Yeah, okay. Definitely needed his cam there, or else Patman would have just shot him to the ground.
You can always rely on Nexi to not overextend or go for those unnecessary fights. There's a reason why we call him Mr. Percentage. I mean, he's always going for the textbook correctly. And, you know, despite that, he's still fragging out. Albeit having a slow series as of the moment. But wait a minute. People who are waking up are all on ZOL's side here. Emma will eventually retaliate, but there's just too many players to deal with. It is a 1v3, but the one-way smoke is just going to solidify a strong half for ZOL.
Switching sides.
Yeah. Great start for... Talked about it. Start of the second map, man. Looks like it was dire straits for them, but they come back into this one.
Whoa.
Refreshed. And where did the woe come from? What happened?
Did you see Zin's camera? Why was he so red?
I don't know. Maybe he's
He's on that demon time.
yeah, the red-blooded youth man.
What?
That's not.
I don't know what that's supposed to be, but
It's supposed to be might guy, but I'm pretty sure I muffed up the description. Whoa, hold on. This is pretty interesting from ZOL. This completely trapped Savvy AK, and what a play that was. They just walked up through the smoke. Sure,
Wow.
it felt like it shouldn't have happened, but complete lapse of judgment for NAOS here. Opens up the entirety of the spawn, and now ZOL Esports like, we got the numbers. Let's just go straight for the B site, and that's exactly what they're doing. M1 cannot push through this because of the camera or the cyber cage. Maybe he can go for a flank right now.
Spike
Get
planted.
a free pick, which he does. Conversion into a second one would be huge, and he does get that. Backs away. Patman is already here for the second flank. This puts even more pressure for the side of NAOS, but at least with that effort from M1, it does isolate a couple of angles. Possibility on the ace for Patman here. Coming around the corner. Ja, this is so close. It's neck and neck. Both of them are just down to below 25. There's no way. He saw it though. Wait, why did he look the other direction? Ace for Patman. Absolutely stellar performance on the pistol. Did Ja mistakenly not see Raph?
I thought he saw the barrel for sure, and maybe he was gonna swing it. But again, great call there by Patman to just kind of circle back on where he last fought and secured his ace. Other than that, he's closed his overdrive only in the second round of this half, and I gotta say, this is probably the weirdest back and forth we've seen, because Haven was incredibly convincing if you were a NAOS fan. Now, if you're a ZOL fan, this is also incredibly convincing. So maybe when we do get the split, it might just be a lot closer in terms of rounds, because it has been pretty intense as a back and forth. Ja landing impressive shots all day long. Couldn't finish it out in the previous round. Looking to maybe just salvage this for his team. Patman with the Guardian stings the back of the head of Mojer, and the rest of NAOS seem like they are that much more vulnerable, Asarai.
Yeah.
One enemy remaining.
Patman's just damn clean with the Guardian. It's all down to Ja once again. Sheriff in hand. I mean, he's been handy with this, but when ZOL are just locked and loaded, we're probably going to be looking at a game number 3 at this point. 11-3, and they haven't dropped a single round for so long right now. It's been 3 rounds since then. They're just unstoppable. Unbeatable.
I wonder if there are people actually wondering, is this how the grand finals goes in PH? No, normally it doesn't. Like, this is not how most of our matches go, but I'm glad that both ZOL and NAOS have had the chance to showcase how they can really play and how well-read they can be in these types of situations. So Zin goes for a pretty strong camera here. Mojer gets tagged out. I'm surprised nobody punched him for that. Ja to recover.
There.
Ooh, Mojer's making a lot of noise for Batman
Nice
here.
try.
Wow, what? Okay, just all right. Huge ballsy play. There's gonna be Kakarot left out in the open and mid, and he's gonna get gobsmacked by NAOS here. Mojer just, I don't know, just full sending it. Not a care in the world. Catches Patman.
Look at that. Look at the frags on ZOL. 15, 15, 15, 13.
Yeah. Quick maths. What's 15 times 3?
45.
There you go. Perfect.
I'm pretty sure the audience could have figured that out themselves, but now at least they got 1 round. That was their bonus, and now we go for a full-on gun round. Oh, it's actually Emin surging with bullets and pointing it into the direction of Patman. Now, do you think a comeback on the NAOS side would still be possible? Because I personally think it is.
Yeah, I agree. But again, it's still too early to say, especially with how much you know, buffer there is for ZOL here. And again, don't forget, this is just the start, the beginning for ZOL Esports. They've been so creative with their approaches on their defense, and even, you know, that pistol round offense that we saw from them, that it's going to be quite difficult as NAOS to, I think, keeping them contained, but they're doing a pretty good job at making that work here, at least on round 16. That being said, they're pretty much separated. Zin is alone. NAOS now doubling up on market here, as Zin's closely inching by. Savvy's already got his number, but it's going to be a fight.
Wow.
And Zin's just so clean on that one.
Headshot.
Almost
They
gets
found my
caught.
cage trigger.
Honestly, I thought Nexi would actually fall down there. Kakarot's immediately starting to plant that spike. Kevsi could have a huge flank right now if Kakarot is left unattended. He is just going to get blasted and potentially just goes straight for the defuse there. Yeah, he is.
Last player standing.
Wow, that was a pretty confident round on NAOS. I mean, they didn't even bother just like trying to double swing the last member. They just stuck it. Oh, hey, it's gonna be a really awkward angle, and we're just gonna fight from there. Now, Eman is 1 away from that rolling thunder, and I really do emphasize this ultimate a lot just because of the sheer disruption it can bring. Now, so they go for a timeout here. They're wondering why their rounds stopped stringing together and why they've lost the last 2. They still have a lot of timeouts to burn, so this is pretty smart. If they want to take the sunset convincingly and maybe take the next 2-3 rounds, maybe they have something cooking.
Well, as I mentioned, they have been pretty creative. I think the only difference right now is NAOS are starting to kind of just take a slower step. It just feels like, again, they're finding those good picks, right? And I will say ZOL, they're a lot more confident on the sunset map, which has to make NAOS cautious, but they can't be cautious enough that they start losing map control because they're not willing to take the fights, right? They have to get they have to just bring back the confidence potentially. This game was just sorely needed. So that being said, still a solid round still a solid performance on both teams. ZOL's just back on the shorter end of the stick here, as he is just, again, on the weaker weapons.
I mean, 3 of them still have rifles, so I think this is decently serviceable. Kevzi and Kakarot will have to relegate themselves to strictly being backline in this round, or maybe just use themselves as a trade piece for the rest of their team. Patman, he sees the cable, and he knows if this breaks, the rest of the boys over at NAOS are going to respond in kind. Maybe this is not going to be as free of a plan as they would want it to be, but Jeff draws first blood on this round. The slide in gets denied by Mojer. He knows these tricks just a little too well.
Oh! One enemy
The
remaining.
utility plus the rest of NAOS flooding in. Collapses onto ZOL. Zin is the last person alive and will not take too long to rejoin his teammates in the spectator lobby. Now they're getting closer and closer to climbing back from, I'd say, a pretty gigantic deficit. It's now only 5 rounds after this one.
Yeah, it's looking a lot more feasible here, Raf. What the hell was that? That was a great start from ZOL. Then the slide in for Patman should have picked off Mojer here, but Mojer stands tall out of that one and somehow managed to actually, I believe, get a second pick through the smoke, which was even better for him. And through all of that, firepower that Mojer was already outputting, a aftershock kill, I believe, on the planter was also done, courtesy of Emon. So, all being said here, gotta say, NAOS is, locking in, really stepping up the plate here. ZOL, as mentioned, could be in trouble. Still, 5 rounds to buffer. Still plenty of time to work the issues, iron out the kinks.
maybe hammer it if the dents are just a bit too much. And Patman is in the right direction by finding Ja.
Where is
That's
everyone
a
hiding?
strange overextension by Ja here. Maybe he wanted to really leverage that one-way smoke. He was alone. Normally they'd have the breach stun to supplement that. Now Patman trying to zoom in here. Eman has been turning it up. He is usually on the back, but if you need him to be the Terminator that he was once known for, he still is very ready to do that. Now Nexi's chiming in, and the rest of ZOL are falling apart. Kevzy's trying to hold his position from behind default. NAOS have climbed up. 7 rounds apiece for them. Just a few more, and they've actually broken the economy of ZOL.
Yeah, this is just gonna put them again on the back end of things more and more. And this is looking very reminiscent on, you know, we talked about how this doesn't usually happen in the Philippines, but I had to recheck the stats because it's been a long time, but the last series that we saw these two play, Grand Finals, it's been hella back and forth, and we've reached overtime in that best of 5 3 times in 3 different maps. Pretty close. Oh boy, Mojer always going for the aggro peek once again. I was just making sure.
Well, now that he knows he's pushed them back towards main, and now he can really work that one way. Again, it was just really strange to see Ja alone play that position. Mid has been somewhat vacated. The Sheriffs, you still have to give them respect because they can still absolutely take your head off. And Ja trying to trade off the rest of his team, still gets taken out 1-for-1, definitely in the favor of ZOL here as they've crawled up. I doubt that Eman will use his Rolling Thunder here, especially when he does get fragged out. The numbers on the side of ZOL are slowly reaching 0. But Jay has a happy upgrade after 3 kills to himself. Pick up a spike here. And this is somewhat of a disaster on the side of NAOS. They can't find the planter either, and they only needed to hit Jay once.
Nexi. Ooh, this is kind of difficult for him because he's pinched. Kakarot's just waiting for Jeff first. I don't know if they're going to keep
Last player standing.
coming around the corner right now. He has changed his weapon to the rifle already. Up in heaven. Oh no, he just could not get the first pick. That was crucial to set up a possible 1v2 clutch. And it just slips right through his fingers. Unfortunate for him, and it seems like, did they find the operator? I think they did. So yeah, that's going to be a saved sniper coming to the next round. It was 5, then it was 3, and now it's possible it goes down to 2-round deficit. We'll have to see.
Well, they still have a bye here. I mean, they did inch closer and closer with that eco round, and you know, if they didn't double swing that, it could have turned out differently for ZOL. Once again, they're also slowly waking up. They're slowly trying to get themselves out of this unfortunate slump that they're experiencing.
Revealing area.
Okay. This round, fresh round for both teams.
Go, go, go!
Mojer immediately making his presence known on A main, breaks a tripwire as soon as possible, just so that. Oh, this is kind of interesting. It's like NAOS are reading a heavy commitment to the B site, so they kind of started rotating Mojer here, though. But a couple of seconds in, they second guess, or they feel it's not really there. Starts moving something's back onto A, and it's not really wrong, but motion of the ocean for ZOL here. It could be a huge play onto market with only really Ja holding the angle.
Well, they're certainly trying to ride the wave here and maybe surf their way to victory, but these oceans may not be as calm as one would think. But as I've said many times in the past, calm seas do not make a skilled sailor. Ja could be walking into such an unfortunate crossfire, though. Or maybe he could get 2. I don't know.
Mid.
That's enough. That's the slow
30
controller
seconds left.
on both sides, actually. So they're not going to have a lot of this vision denial that they would like to have, and that paranoia was also paying a lot of dividends. They will try to flood through market. NAOS is quite aware of this. Savvy could have the perfect shot, and I think he tags one more too. He sees the back but can't finish it.
10 seconds
10
left.
seconds, 11 seconds. Time is winding
One
down.
enemy
This plant
remaining.
is going to have to be forced.
Spike
I
down.
think this is pretty much done and dusted for now. 9 rounds in a row. Or, well, how many rounds in a row?
7, I think.
7 rounds in a row, 9 on the board. This is suddenly looking so dangerous for ZOL.
Yeah. 6, actually. I apologize for that, but yeah, you're absolutely right. It just, yeah, ZOL has just called a timeout already here. What's even more interesting there is, you did say it already. I thought that Ja was not going to get any value whatsoever, but somehow converts his push for a kill. And what's, again, pretty big about that is not just the controller for controller, is that there's like 4 people on ZOL on mid, and then there's like, what, 1, 2 players holding the angle on the entryway to market, and he still gets the pick. Yeah, that's not good, man. That's just, again, it could be just timing, could be just instincts from Ja, but whatever is said and done, that really disrupted the setup, I think, that, again, ZOL was kind of hoping to try to do. And honestly, I honestly thought that was a sick setup potentially to push market.
Sure why they hesitated, actually, and why nobody was marking the exit. I mean, they already had 2 players trying to guard mid for any pushes from the defensive end. But yeah, you're right. Like, I feel like that was a temporary lapse in judgment on the side of ZOL. Maybe it's a stamina thing, which is weird because ZOL is usually the team that has the infinite stamina glitch. NAOS, though, they're very, very happy with what they have to work with, and so far they've kept that Rolling Thunder intact, which is a large threat for ZOL, and I feel like is affecting the way they would want to approach this. They still don't want to get caught out by that. That dart is going to be beautiful, though, and I would not be surprised if this is the round where they will just try and execute ZOL.
Spike planted.
I mean, I like that ZOL wasted no time to just push up into B here, but big problems arise. Patman might have just forced a little bit too much on his end right there. Jack positioned quite well into the corner here, spotted out by the drone and everything, so he's gonna get overwhelmed. Hunter's Fury used, caught one from Kevzi, and now they're gonna start pushing up. Mojer isolates some angles, and you gotta love the placement. Good damage from Zin and Kevzi, though. Spike. Oh, he's still very double Kevzi! He does it again with the 4K. Just a little bit too haphazard for NAOS. Blows up in their face, and Kevzi comes out for the swing. After so many rounds here, Raph, they got themselves match point already.
That could have been a slight lapse of judgment, but no matter how small that was of a misplay, that could have cost them the entire map. Now NAOS are operating with 0 chance for error now. If they want to take this map away, then they have to be perfect for the next few rounds here. Does look like this could pose to be an overtime threat, but ZOL, they have to have their fire rekindled because of that single round.
Yeah, that just, wow, what a mishap and a half, right?
Yeah,
Felt like it was already there, but you can't also take out of the equation how well Kevzi was able to handle himself in such a sticky situation. Mojo was already getting all the kills already, and then somehow he just picks up 1, calmly gets the 2nd, and even catches, again, the defuse on Ja for that 3rd and the big one to push them into map point here. 1 more round. We go to 3. Not to see how this goes. 3 more for NAOS, but no more safety. Even though they, again, went 6-0 in the second half, it doesn't matter anymore now that ZOL are here on the final stretch of the map.
oh boy. Both teams have to steel themselves here. They can't be shaken from what's transpired in the last, like, 2-3 rounds now. ZOL, 1 away from taking this map and making the series competitive. Now, they're very much equipped still to push them back. Sooner or later, they'll have to use their ults to swing this in their favor. Maybe they needed that as insurance from the previous round, but as we, mull things over, we are gonna jump right back in. Pardon me, folks. And we are already at a reasonable deficit on the side of Zol. Kakarot is down to 1 HP, as well as Jeh. I wonder what tagged them up, but Zabi will
Spike
spot the
planted.
lurking Omen here. We'll have to use the teleport. Oh, nearly misses with that, but Mojer's here to clear up, clean up. All up to Kenzie again to clutch this out, but no, denied.
Oh my god, he dies to the tripwire! Oh, no. He cares. I was just looking at it. Oh no, he wasn't
MVP.
looking at it. He was gonna pick
You
up the
failed.
orb. Okay,
Now
never
sleep.
mind. Anyways,
Wild.
it does happen, right? He had to deal with like a 1 versus 3. You can't fault him for trying to go and react as quickly as he could. Let's just leave it at that.
Right here.
Yes, sometimes things happen, even to the best of us.
Yeah.
I cannot believe they're still holding on to the ults they have. I mean, overtime is around the corner, and they really want it. At the same time, they have to be careful. The rounds that they actually lost were rounds that they should have not, because they were, well, at least the most recent one was a Thrifty, right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that was such a risky play by Jeh. He is actually so lucky that NAOS did not decide to go for that pinch that they usually do here.
The slow approach onto A could actually work out in their favor. Ja is holding. Yeah. Okay, there you go. You see the taps or the pings on the spike or pings on the map.
What's
They
next?
know he's gonna be
Oh, he's camming.
potentially holding that higher angle. I think they just saw him actually there as well. And he's covered. He can't really do anything. Never mind.
That's
the
so
tripwire actually
smart.
gives him a kill.
Cover going out.
That is so smart, Asra. I would have never thought that he could have probably picked him up from that. And the Hunter's Fury is not in time to stop the plant. And Patman want to stretch his advantage a bit more for Zol and maybe equalize the round. Getting a quick cleanup shot. Both on the cornerstones of Naos could have potentially sealed their fates on this round. They are getting corralled too. They have
Oh,
no
no.
idea Zid is behind them.
Okay, Savvy starts it off though. Mojer able to shut down Patman. This is a
remaining.
fight between the two teams, and the Neon making the biggest of differences, forcing Kakarot out of the smoke into the light as he gets shut down by Savvy. Honestly, those 2 kills from Patman, maybe Sweatman,
Running
but
low.
somehow Naos made it work.
They made it work with sheer willpower and a lot of coordination. Now, that smoke actually worked in the favor of Ja, because despite
I'm out of here.
him getting his vision blocked, it didn't stop him from confirming that trapwire kill. No matter what the design of that play was, really good.
I'm outta here.
And now, it's on the verge of pushing this to overtime. They only have the Neural Theft and the From the Shadows to work with here. So, if they want to be cheeky, they definitely can. But Zol, hopefully they don't run into things here or rush into their own deaths. But look at this, an uncontested plant. Zol should have this post plant in their bag, I believe.
Yeah. They've just sectioned themselves off in parts of B main and the B site. So NAOS will just have to try to deal with this little by little, bit by bit. No big ultimates to be really able to flush things out. So they're super confident. But that first pick onto Patman, he's been very erratic in this entire map. And that allows the neural theft. Here comes the positioning. Mojer's got the first. Coming around the corner. B main is still in their hands.
One enemy remaining.
Comes around. The 2 picks. And we go to overtime.
Wow.
A clean sweep for NAOS on the retake. And wait, hold on. Oh! Woo! 1 second. Okay. Nah. We good. We chill, bro.
They just chill like that.
Switching sides.
Sensational.
Overtime.
God damn, man. That's way too close for this damn game. The second map is insane. Oh, my heart. Okay, I'm good.
Look at that. I like that NAOS was so disciplined in that they went on that execute with full faith and smiles all around. Everybody's still in a pretty serious mood, but they have an inkling of how they can execute against Zol now, and they look like they've really solved that puzzle. You know, meanwhile, Zol, they're presented with new challenges, a new type of tempo. It is not a good look for them.
really hasn't been. But no, same thing that I said a couple of half an hour ago potentially. Credit is where credit's due. NAOS Esports, such a resilient team here, man. And this is where it gets tricky, right? We're coming into overtime. Sure, it's been a while. We've gone through so many rounds, but this is the side where NAOS struggles, the attacking side. What's going to be the first step to potential victory for them when ZOL, from what it looks like here in this map, has the better defending side?
It's hard to say which half has been better for NAOS. I mean, obviously they're when they can dictate their engagements on defense, they're really quite impressive. Well, never mind. I just answered my own question because they had an abysmal attacking half. So right now, they're on their weaker side here. They could potentially fumble a free round towards the side of ZOL. But looks like they've changed their layout a little bit. I don't remember them putting this cable towards the entrance of B main. I think they were just so sure that nobody on the side of ZOL would push out and maybe just be aggressive with the map control. And this is just going off history. ZOL is really not the team to slow crawl their way on defense. They're really a 2-on-2 type of team, and they'll try to five-man fight you on the retake.
They're making a lot of noise right now on A, but a bunch of the setups for the Cypher is actually here. Although it's a split take. Savvy's so close to the situation right now. That's going to reveal both of them, actually. He tries to back away, but the rest of NAOS are actually already moving for mid. If they don't really get any control from this one, Savvy's, sacrifice is all going to be for naught, but it works out. The gamble pays off here, Raph. The push comes through. Jaws already on the flank. They don't. Well, he doesn't because Sketchy's already down. If he can get the first pick, that's going to be huge, and he gets 2!
Oh,
Ja!
Planted.
All down to Jet. He's down the vowel line here, but he's still on throne to maybe go for a clutch to his predecessor. Oh, see how that goes. First pick. Oh, repositions, but he's already stunned. Cannot get away as it was just a bit too much for him to handle. And NAOS on overtime gets the first round advantage.
Match point.
One more elimination very much in the horizon here for ZOL.
the forecast was definitely not this bleak for ZOL. I mean, they looked so dominant on Sunset, and suddenly NAOS did their own fieldwork. Gather as much info as they could. And they really, really displayed an iron will here. Body language-wise, this is not looking too great for our boys in white and gold. But, again, they still have a chance to take this back and maybe stay alive in our stage.
Well,
man, I don't know how it went so Ari.
still alive, but barely breathing. At least it's still there, man. At least it's still there.
Are you okay, Asrai?
I am. It's just, I am flummoxed at how, yes, that is a word, as to how this series has just unraveled in front of our eyes. Yes, I am now what was shown by the observers, a fluffy little, a pork bun, just steamed by all this heat, all this action.
Hopefully we're still not fried. Hopefully we still have enough. What is happening?
Oh no!
Oh
He
no!
jumped. I think he wanted to place his camera. I didn't see if he actually placed it initially. Maybe jumped and set, but then because NAOS was already there, he just got caught by Job perfectly. That was a big catch too, because that's your flank already down.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, if they went for a quick execute like this, that probably won't need too much, but having that extra body is definitely gonna help.
Go, go, go.
Especially when they're going 1-for-1 like this. I don't know if that's a good idea, Pat. Oh no, it's falling
player
apart for
standing.
ZOL, but Kakarot's trying to keep it afloat. But this is held together by glue and string. As NAOS complete the comeback. Are you kidding me?
That's insane. That's absolutely insane. And they won, but not even being on their chairs. No, I'm kidding. They're already celebrating. What